right, Maxwell Smart. You gotta love Maxwell Smart. He and I have known each other for years, as he was one of the original subscribers. I would even say that perhaps Max was within the first 200 of my subscribers, and he has helped actually direct and shape this channel. I've learned so much from his comments. And it's funny because I'm no expert on hair loss, or am I? I think by default, people are starting to see me that way just because I do have one of the largest hair loss channels on YouTube. I have a lot to talk about, and so much of it I've learned from my subscribers in the comments. Maxwell Smart, the barber, who is secretly Canadian but hiding out in Germany. He left a comment on a very troubling video I made about a guy who is feeling very insecure, as he apparently is like Norwood 5 at age 25, and he feels that it'll be impossible for him to get married because of that, and it's hard for him to see hope because of that. And basically in that video, I basically took the mic and handed it to everyone in the audience, saying, hey, you take it from here. He'll probably hear more truth coming from your mouth than he will mine, because people are using it against me that I have so much hair, I'm married, have 2 kids. You know, how can I truly know what they're going through? So, you know, that's why in this community it's so important that we can encourage each other in the comment section. But just know that sometimes people who leave comments and subscribe have more influence than even I do. A lot of times I'm just the conversation starter, and then my subscribers kind of, as brothers, Brotherhood of the Hair Loss, put their arm around each other and say, hey, here's what's really going on. And they need to hear it from each other, not from me. So I recognize that. But anyway, I wanted to look at this comment that Max left on that video. And I think this is a good little nugget. Max said this, quote, I think the young people today are seriously misled by the misconception of eternal youth and placing the value of appearance above and beyond health, physical and mental. The art of aging gracefully has become a lost one. My heart goes out to someone suffering like the person who commented. He needs help, but he has to seek it himself. This was his way of reaching out. I hope you get some good replies and pass that information along to him. I hope he finds help, end quote. And of course, I am no professional or expert. I am just someone who has conversations about this. And for me, it's always about the fundamental issue of getting the help that you need, because so many of the people who wash up on the shores of my channel, they need psychological help. And I always say that people who are more insecure in themselves and allow other people to emotionally affect them and to be so affected by something you have no control over, like hair loss, people like that are, even if you fix the hair loss problem, would you fix the other underlying issues? But I think, speaking of underlying issues, what Max is saying, see, because Max is like almost 20 years older than me. I'm 37, okay? So Max is like mid-50s. So he and I, by default, are absolutely of a different generation than most people watching my channel. So in that way, Max and I have a lot in common. So it is interesting when he says that younger people today are being misled by the misconception of eternal youth and placing value on appearance above health, and not just physically, but mental, psychological. It's totally true. And I think that's something that as you get older, that you can appreciate. Again, one of the themes of my channel this week is I feel that people are using against me that I admitted that I'll never fully be able to relate to people who are younger than me and have less hair than me. By acknowledging that in my attempt to relate to my subscribers, I think some have used that as an excuse that I don't hold any credibility anymore. But if I can ask that you be open-minded enough to hear what I'm saying despite that, what I want to say is that with Max and I being further along in our adulthood, we both realize and recognize that the identity of a man, as far as him gaining respect from people, as you get older, is not based on hair. It's based on you being confident, skilled, the ability to help other people. You know, those are things that people will value you for the rest of your life. But when you're dealing with hair loss at a young age, in that transition from you know, being a teenager to youth to adulthood, from there, it's hard to see and accept that. And so there's this false sense of value placed on beauty. When Max and I know that that's not what about. Does it help? I guess it could help, sure. But we know that there's a whole different value system that we're judged on as men, as adults. And those of you who are younger, you've yet to experience that and really understand that. So you think, oh, well, my looks still are everything right now. And just imagine though, for the rest of your life, your looks are gonna matter so much less than all this other stuff. So as long as you are worshiping the false idol of youth and looking youthful and thinking and looking at exceptions to rules of people that age so gracefully. Maybe, I don't know, I mean, he's kind of seen as a crazy guy at this point, but even Johnny Depp, as old as he is and as young as he looks, and Brad Pitt or whatever, you know, while the rest of us are going to get wrinkles and get gray hair and lose our hair. Max and I are able to realize, you know what? Yeah, there's the stuff that happens on Hollywood, on TV, even on the internet, but that's not what's normal. What's normal is real life. And those of us who are independent enough to realize that we have to shape and build our identity on reality and focus on what we can control and not on what we can't, we're the ones who are going to overcome this. But oh man, I feel like I've lost so many of you. I think I lost a lot of you because I'm speaking reality about what actually matters. And some of you still can't get past the fact that I'm 37, that I'm married, that I've got 2 kids, and I've got this much hair, and I'll never relate to you. Seriously, I think that was a big mistake ever being that honest.